Hi everyone, it's NonnaGrace, and I'm from Western New York. I had a question that was presented in my comments from Patty, Life with Patty. She wanted to know if my granddaughter could wash her hair, or did you have to remove all of the hair extensions? No, she can wash her hair, but the only thing is, when she's combing her hair, a lot of times in the back, she doesn't go as deep as you can with no extensions in the hair, and she gets tangles in the back of her head. But she does, but they last about 4 weeks, and then they have to be redone again, which her mom does them, so she doesn't have to pay the big exuberant price that it would cost to have extensions put in. It's over $100 to have extensions put in.
Plus you gotta buy all the extensions.
Right.
She's very lucky.
So
Her
she's
mother
lucky
is.
that her mother can do it.
Yep. And is willing to do
The
it.
reason she has the extensions is she wants a little bit extra length, plus she wants the fullness. She doesn't like how thin her hair feels. Her sister has extremely fat hair, or a lot of hair.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin does, whereas Brianna doesn't. They were and I also had, I think, a comment, but it disappeared. I don't know where it went. There's comments that show up for a few seconds and then they're gone. And it was something somebody had mentioned about my great-granddaughter, or my I think they said great-granddaughter. These were my granddaughter's daughter and my daughter. My daughter was the one doing the work on my granddaughter's head, and the one that coloring, she was a granddaughter also. Today I want to talk about how things have changed in the world. Since I was young, a lot of the things that have changed that have made life, I think, difficult for me, maybe not for you if you're technically inclined. I find that the phone, having cell phones, has caused people not to talk to each other as much. They want to text everything instead of talking. I prefer they call and talk on the phone. When I first started on the phone, we had party lines, and that meant that you had to wait for the phone if the neighbor was on it. Or if you had to make an important call, you would used to ask if you could use the phone, and they would usually get off pretty quick. We also used to call the operator and ask her what time it was, and she used to say, well, sometimes she'd say, "Don't you think you should be in bed by now?" Because it would be like maybe 7:30 or 8 o'clock. And we also used to call the weather person. That's how the kids learned to dial the phone. We used to call the weather. There used to be a local number that you could call, and it would give you the weather for the day. Now people look on their phones or their iPads or other devices that are electronic to find out what the weather's going to be. They don't have to call an operator. I remember when I wanted to make a long-distance phone call when I was working, I wanted to call and tell Jim Happy New Year, and I really didn't know the number of where he was at, and I had dialed the operator, and I said, "Oh my goodness, excuse me, I'm so sorry," and I was really apologetic, but she was extremely patient and nice, the operator was, while I looked up the number where he was at, because I had to work and he had that New Year's off, and he went to a friend's house, and I didn't know the number to the friend's house. Also, the computer and the invitations, I like to get my invitation in the mail. A lot of people will send them electronically, and I could overlook that real easy. A lot of times my sister will say, "Did you get an invitation to so-and-so's graduation?" And I'm thinking, gee, I don't know. And so she'll tell me what to look for, especially if they use a different name other than their own, if they use some company to make the invitation and do the internet thing. And luckily, she's told me what.
I've kind of taught you, if you don't know where it's coming from, don't open it. Don't respond.
Right. I don't open them unless I know where they are from. And when she's told me that, then I looked and I says, "Oh yes, I think I did get it," and then I would open it and it would ask, and that's where they want to know whether you're going to RSVP or not. And this way they can keep track easier but I really prefer it to come in the mail. There's other things that I wait for in the mail. Like one time the Social Security office had sent me an email, but I didn't know it was from them. I thought it was a scam, so I didn't open it. And then finally they sent me something in the mail stating that they had been trying to get me through the email. Well, I don't open email, so I called them back and I told the fellow that, and he said, I understand. And I said, I really need things through the mail. Then I know they're legit and not a prank.
More chance to be legit.
Right.
They still could be a scam.
I call them back, though.
Yeah.
I say, I will call you back, and I'll use the number that I have, not the number that they want to give you, because that could be their scam number.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those are the things that I think have changed a lot, and communication has gotten really bad among people. I've seen people sitting next door to each other, texting back and forth and never talking, which is really not the way to be. Also, kids don't play outside like they used to. Although today I had company from my grandkids, some of my grandkids, more different grandkids came today.
Different ones, yep.
He wanted to play the Wii. I have a Wii, which is good. So they have to interact by stand, and a lot of times they want to sit down and do it. And I said, no, you have to stand. This is a stand-up game. This one you have to, and so this way they get a little exercise. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Share if you have anything that's different that you really don't like, that's changed. I forgot to say goodbye. Bye. I waved, but I forgot to say the word goodbye. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.